Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Canal Days, what life is like in the industrial Connecticut River Valley. I'm your host, Carrie, along with my co-host and founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Quaboag. Our Canal Days series delves into the vast collection of historic sites throughout Massachusetts, with Robert's expertise as your personal guide. Each episode, we uncover and explore the historic towns, monumental sites, and remaining remnants. And today's episode of Canal Days will be traversing the Quaboag River. Now, can you familiarize us with the physical features of the Quaboag River?
It's a tributary of the Chicopee River itself. It flows from the Brookfields area, east and west Brookfield, north and south Brookfield, and it has a few hills along the way, but mostly it's a river that winds in one big sweep around and then comes into Palmer itself. So today we're going to learn about what it was used for in the past and today, and then we're going to find out what happens to the river when it gets to Three Rivers. So the physical features are that it's a river that's, I would say it's about 50 feet across most of the way and about 20 feet deep or so. And it comes out of the hills in the Brookfields, and it is part of the Chicopee River watershed area, which is the biggest watershed area within Massachusetts besides the Connecticut River itself. And so this river helps drain a lot of area. And so thus its water flow must be enormous. So yes, the Quaboag, the Weir, Swift, and the Chicopee River are fairly fast rivers, and they carry a lot of volume of water. And for that reason, they've been industrialized in the past.
And can you enumerate the original uses of the river in the past?
Most especially, they were used as industrial power with mills along them. Most of them did not use canals, and so they would have a wooden overshoot water wheel in the river itself, and then a grist mill, a planing mill, so forth along the way that would use that hydropower, and it would turn the machinery inside the mill. So this was a very typical venture because Massachusetts was definitely the site of the Industrial Revolution within the United States. And Massachusetts was number one for amount of canals and for mills. And compared to the other rivers that make up the Three Rivers, it's probably the one with the least flow to it, and so it probably had the least industries to it. But there's still some dams out there, some masonry dams that have never been breached, but they've lost their mills. And that's, of course, also very typical.
And stick around, because we'll be right back after a few words from our sponsors. Are you fascinated by local history and eager to investigate the obscure treasures off the beaten path throughout the state of Massachusetts? Or maybe just seeking an unforgettable cultural activity for family and friends to enjoy? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Quaboag. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, charming churches, or more, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not it. You can also schedule private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized adventure and an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214 @yahoo.com to book your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the vital history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those who may not be local, or would rather enjoy it on the go or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the adventure right to your screen. So don't miss out. Uncover the pivotal past with historical tours of Greater Holyoke to make your own history with memories that will last a lifetime. Remember to log on to holyokecanaltour.org for more information and secure your personalized experience today. Welcome back to our Canal Days episode of the Quaboag River. And can you depict what the Quaboag is used for today?
It's used mostly for recreation. It has parks along it, which is very nice because people like to have water associated with their recreation activity, whether they're out for a hike, walk with a family, or a picnic alongside the river. But it's also used by fishermen along the way. And as it goes up into the brick fields, up into the slight hills up there, there's also hunting and so forth, and nature studies. So it's changed drastically from its industrial uses, which are not very useful in this mode anymore, into a very pleasant, tranquil river where a lot of recreation is done.
And can you illustrate and explain what happened to the river when it reaches Palmer?
It comes in contact with the other two rivers to make up the Three Rivers neighborhood of Palmer. That is, it flows into the Chicopee River, which keeps going downstream 13 miles, I think, from that point out to the Connecticut River. But also at that same point inflows the Ware River. So three rivers meet. The Ware and the Quaboag, are the ones that flow into the Chicopee River. So Chicopee River is the bigger of the three. Now the Ware River used to be a lot bigger, but its tributary called the Swift River has been dammed out to make Quaboag Reservoir. So there's not quite as much volume of water anymore inside of the Ware River itself. Now, only about a half mile up from the three rivers towards the northeast, the three rivers area gets a fourth river called the Swift River, and it's a half mile short of joining those three. And the Swift River comes up from northern Massachusetts through the Quaboag area, and that's where the reservoir is. And so most of its water is blocked, but the Swift River, after it goes over the two dams at Quaboag, continues onwards, and it meets the Ware River. So this three rivers area used to be more industries around it. There still are some. Used to be more people around, and the amount of water coming in was even higher. So that's been changed too. So a lot of changes has happened in the last 100 years. But it's still an area that people live in, and there's a lot of recreational activity. It's good to go right up to a bridge that goes over the Chicopee River near the junction point of these three rivers, and to see how they flow in and which ones are stronger. And imagine there used to be a canal right at where the Quaboag met the Chicopee called the Three Rivers Canal. And that's totally gone. It's very hard to find any remnants at all. So, what a nice little village and a nice passive river coming in.
And thanks for listening to Canal Days and our episode on the Quaboag River and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden and overlooked marvels and their fascinating stories that shaped our past in the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Comu, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. And remember, you can find more information on his website as well as and you can always check out his upcoming tour schedule and book a private tour. So don't forget to log on, and we hope to see you tuning into our next episode of Canal Days. And until next time.